Jason Solomon's with Alice Lowe at the Venice premiere of a film, Prevenge. Congratulations, Alice. It seems to have gone swimmingly well.
Well, fingers crossed, touch wood. Yeah, I had a great time, but I was also really, really nervous. I'm saying I had a great time. I just sort of sat there, like, sweating buckets. Such a terrifying thing, seeing your film for the first time with an audience.
And seeing it with Italian subtitles as well.
That's very distracting, I'm not going to lie. I was kind of trying to translate them, even though I don't know any Italian at all. I was like, huh? What does that mean? Well, the punchline didn't come at the same time as the punchline. All that kind of
comedy is very difficult. But what it did strike me that there's a bit of Italian horror in there, those giallo horrors anyway.
Totally, there is. I was actually saying that to the programmer that it's got a bit of Italian in it. It's got an Italian streak. This film.
Yeah.
If it was a baby, it'd have some genetic heritage. We had an Italian editor. Also, definitely giallo and Argento in terms of the colours and the music. In terms of just like the subjectivity actually of the character as well, and you see things through her eyes. And also Venice, just perfect place. Like, Don't Look Now.
Exactly.
It's like the place in my dreams.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, wow, that is fantastic.
Because I'm searching as well to sort of describe it to people as I sell it and say, people, you must go see this film. A bit Sightseers, a bit Rosemary's Baby, and then you try to think of pregnant women dramas, and there sort of aren't that many.
They don't really exist, and that's why I wanted to do it, of course. But to me, it's a compliment that it's hard to find something to compare it to, because as I was working on it, I realised that there wasn't really a model that I could follow, because it is so fresh to have this type of character and this type of narrative. And once I sort of realised that, it was kind of like I could let myself off a little bit to go, this is new. It is going to feel quite new and fresh and uncomfortable to people.
Do you think you could have written it, come up with the idea if you weren't pregnant?
I don't think so. I don't think I would have done, because to me,
is that why you got pregnant?
Yeah,
I need an idea.
Yeah, just to make a film. Oh,
that's
my
method
God.
gone mad.
Method gone madness. Yeah. No, what I really felt was, I don't know. I suppose that all my work is not that personal to me. I'm not a stand-up, so there's stuff in there that is influences, but I don't really pour out my guts in my work generally. And I think this is the first time that I really brought something that was genuinely scaring me, like these big, huge, profound issues that were kind of staring me in the face of having a baby. And I did decide to plumb those depths, if you will. And I kind of think in that way it is a different beast. It's a bit more gory, guts and gores and gore and inside outness. It's a bit like having a baby. It's like at first you're embarrassed that people are looking at your bits, like doctors, and by the end of it you don't care.
Yeah, and you it's funny and it's messy at the same time.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's quite a lot of mess. There's some shock moments. There's a lot of stuff where I hope we take the rug from under your feet a little bit, that you think you're watching one kind of thing and then you suddenly are watching something
blood-stained rug, I might add, Alice Lowe.
A very blood-stained rug. There was quite a lot of cleaning of the actors that had to happen after these shoots. But we had a hilarious time. We only shot over 11 days. So I sort of wrote it so that an actor would come into play, let's say. So we'd just go, right, I love this person. They're really brilliant in improvisation. Let's just do a two-hander today, just get this scene done, kill them in the morning, and then chat with them in the afternoon, do all the improvisation scene with them in the afternoon. And we just had a ball doing it that way.
Just talk me through some of the mates that you've got in there.
So there's Dan Renton-Skinner, who I've known for many years and I've always valued as an absolute brilliant actor. He's one of those people who's making the transition into a film actor.
Because everyone knows him as Stavros Epithumou, Angelos
Epithumou, and he's hilariously funny.
But he just did Notes on Blindness as well, and he's brilliant.
Absolutely awesome. Jo Hartley is someone who I've had my eye on for many years. I think she's an absolutely amazing character actress. Kate Dickie, I didn't even think I'd get to work with her, but luckily she was available, and I'm just a massive fan of hers since Red Road and Game of Thrones. And Same with Gemma Whelan. But they're all kind of like people. We're all from the similar sort of school of.
And you've got the phone jacker himself in there.
Yes, Kay Van Novak is in there, being quite serious actually. I mean, he's funny in it as well,
And
but
handsome.
he's dramatic.
I hope people forget how handsome
He's
he
a very
is.
handsome man.
He
tries
knows.
to hide it under all the prosthetics though. What's he thinking? I know. Whenever I see him on screen, I go, my goodness, he's like a kind of Iranian Clark Gable.
Isn't
or
he?
something.
Yeah.
You do go, blimey.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be hiding those
No,
cheekbones
I wouldn't do
away.
silly
That
voices if I looked
jawline.
like that. You don't need to deflect it with comedy.
I know, it's not fair. Most people are like, I got into comedy because I was really rough at school. I was a minger, okay, if that's what you want to know. I was a minger, so I developed my sense of humour. Not so for him, apparently.
Would you call this a comedy?
I kind of call it a comedy drama, maybe. It's a like dark comedy drama. I mean, there's lots of laughs in it. Touch wood, you know.
Definitely, I can confirm that there are laughs in Prevenge.
But there's also a story in it. It's kind of a thriller, really, in a way. It's kind of you know, you're uncovering what's happened.
It's a bit
as you
Death
watch
Wishy,
it.
actually, if I think about it. A bit, you know, a bit Michael
well,
Winnery.
Yeah, revenge structure, narrative. So. Yeah, that was definitely part of it, that I wanted there to be an element of mystery. And before you know it, you've got some scenes that actually mean something, and you can't make them too funny because nobody will listen to them. So there's sort of, you know, scenes that are there for laughs, and there's scenes that actually are not funny at all.
You mentioned improvising with your mates
Yeah.
there, which I think works brilliantly. But when you're writing, I know you wrote it very quickly because you had to, because otherwise you'd be
Otherwise
giving
we'd be
birth.
popping out the baby during filming.
Better get
Yeah.
this done before
Yeah.
got it for 9 months. It gives you a good deadline.
Yeah.
What tone did you go for when you first started? Did that alter much as you were going along?
I would say that I knew when I was writing that I wanted it to be something tonally that was very mercurial, that people deliberately watched and weren't quite sure where they were, and I didn't know whether that was going to be successful or not. But when we got into the edit, there were some scenes that were just really compelling in a very strange way, like the scenes in the taxi. We nearly didn't film those because we were like, oh, it's too much of a pain to actually get a taxi to film in, we won't do it. And then we did do it, and those scenes are so tense and weird that I was kind of really glad. But I mean, the main work.
People looked away from the screen at those scenes. I'm not going to tell anyone why, but people were actually going,
I know, it's funny. I just find them endlessly hilarious. I never don't laugh at those bits, but I've got a high disgust threshold, I guess, to have made this film. But I think that the job of doing tonal shifts, the real work comes in the edit of like making sure people don't think it's just a dog's dinner, that all of those tonal shifts are intentional and that you're playing a little bit of a game with the audience. And that was really, really enjoyable doing that, like just making sure that people are always on their toes and that we're sort of assaulting them with various different images.
because you've made a short before, but you've been in movies before, and I think we spoke recently was it for Bill that we spoke recently?
Black Mountain Poets, yes.
Of course,
yes,
exactly.
yes, yeah.
So you've done so much now, Alice, I forget. But you actually be in the edit, and it's your responsibility. It's you that kind of dictates this as the lead actress as well. Great performance. A lot of people, because you wrote and direct, people are going to forget to say that your performance in it is terrific.
The thing about the performance was it was the least of my worries in a way, which is the best way to be. I think you just sort of forget about it. You don't think about it too much. You don't do any really stupid, over-the-top stuff, hopefully, touch wood. But that was the least of my worries, and that's my comfort zone as well as an actress, that I kind of went, come on, you can do this, just get on with it, don't be pussyfooting around it.
Well, you did the hard bit, you did the pregnancy, that kind of backstory work.
Yeah, I'd done all of that. I'd done all of my purely set up for my film career pregnancy, obviously.
Did it? I mean, people will ask. I hate to ask women, how do you balance life and children? But I mean, literally being 7 months pregnant is quite. I mean, people give up their, seat for you on the tube.
I think some people are unlucky and they're ill, but I had an amazing pregnancy where I felt really, really energetic. I had loads of energy and positivity and good, happy hormones. It was like I was on drugs, basically. So I was like taking on loads of stuff. I was like, yes, I'll do that. Also fueled with a feeling of like I might not work after this, or it might be a long time. And then the baby came along and doing the edit. That was a lot more challenging, obviously. I mean, I still got it done because I always do my homework, but it was literally balancing a baby on one knee, laptop over the top. It was that for months, essentially. And then going into an edit, breastfeeding in a dark room. I mean, it's not impossible. It's all doable.
Do you know what? Martin Scorsese, Woody Allen, John Ford, they never did it.
They never did that. They've never breastfed anyone in an edit, as far as we know. There haven't got a patch on me, you know.
The other thing that we must say is that, of course, Della Moon, who is your baby,
Yeah.
she makes her a screen debut,
Yes,
a cracking
yeah.
screen debut as your baby.
Well, my exec did say it's lucky she's a pretty baby. I was like, what do you mean? Would you have told me if she wasn't? But we needed a baby, and basically I was like, well, it would be stupid not to just use the baby. It's the easiest thing. And I mean, when she was about a week and a half old, I just phoned up the DOP and said, come round to the house. And it was kind of, a week after Christmas or week after New Year or something. So I was just come along, and we filmed her, and she was fantastic. And we were like, Bob's your uncle. I mean, the less fuss you make about filming, the more likely you are to get what you need, from children or animals. It's just it's like when you film, you say this character's got a cat, like a lot of people have cats, and production immediately, oh God, we have to get a trained cat and stuff. I'm like, can't we just go to someone's house that's got a cat and just don't tell the cat don't shout action at the cat, just film without telling the cat, and you'll get what you need, just it acting like a normal cat. But incidentally, this also applies to actors. that was my ethos.
You have to pay them a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You have to give them lunch.
Just to clear up the birth scene.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen a cesarean on screen now.
It's not real.
That isn't.
No,
right,
it's all special effects, but incredible. It's this incredible special effects guy, Dan Martin, who works on all of Ben Wheatley's films, including loads of other amazing projects. And what he did, I mean, literally, that was a runner who was about 22, a male runner with a prosthetic belly strapped to him in a bathtub in a top of a B&B, and it was the last thing we filmed of the whole thing, and it just looked incredible.
But the baby's feet and hands.
It's animated by Dan. He just was animating the puppet. Wow. And incredible. A lot of people think it's real. Like, where'd you get that footage from? It wasn't your cesarean, was it?
It could have been, people might be forgiven.
Yeah.
Just like, well, we're here, it's cheap, let's come in.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, I was just kind of like, if it hadn't worked, we wouldn't have used it. But you'll notice we don't have anything else. It had to work. I was like, that's all you see.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I was delighted to see it, Alice. I'm really pleased because last time we spoke, you were about to do it.
You probably think, I bet it's a pun.
It's going to be rubbish. Well, you were a bit, in the English way, you were a bit self-deprecating.
I mean, I'm still terrified now. It'll be probably on my deathbed before I go. I feel less nervous about this now. But that's the thing. There's nowhere to hide. I think that's the thing about transitioning into directing. I'm like, there's no one else to blame. It's all my fault if it doesn't go to plan. But I mean, at the end of the day, I've made a film and I just feel happy about it. Yeah. That was the great thing about doing it when I having a baby. It was like, at the end of the day, the baby's the most important thing, and everything else is just jollies. Aren't I lucky to have this opportunity? Yeah. So I just enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, she's gorgeous. I met her today. I think she's lovely, and the film is a great tribute to that time you spent together. And hopefully there'll be plenty more, but maybe not so gory with the baby thing.
Yeah, maybe I can't see myself taming.
Who did the voice? Who did the voice of the baby?
That's me.
It's
digitally altered. We had to sort of play around with it for a bit, whether we were going to get an actor or whatever.
And whether you were going to do a bit more like demonic.
We did play around with that, but it actually ended up being too much, especially because you want the audience to sort of realise that the baby is not so positive, rather than just being on a plate, oh my God, she's evil. But we were looking at all sorts of things like Donnie Darko and Hal and, all these sort of characters that are just voiceovers in films, and actually it was just taking it a little bit too far. So, we just had to...
All the choices are terrific. Congratulations, Alice Lowe, and congratulations on being at Venice. What fun.
No, amazing.